Good afternoon and welcome to Camnet TV Media News. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. The headlines. Over 10 families of MANDEVU NAPSA houses evicted from their houses. The UPND judge former President EDGAR LUNGU using 15 houses belonging to his wife. Details coming through after this commercial.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the ministry.
There's so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby?
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
And now the media news in detail. Over 10 families have been evicted from their houses in Lusaka's MANDEVU constituency, which they say were bought from the National Housing Authority in partnership with the National Pension Scheme Authority, NAPSA. One of the affected residents who spoke to Camnet News, Beatrice Katesha, explains that a group of 20 men suspected to be bailiffs personnel stormed their houses on Tuesday afternoon, claiming they were ordered by the court to evict them.
Over 10 families have been sent in the court in Lusaka's MANDEVU constituency after alleged court bailiffs issued them with an order of eviction of the houses they bought from the National Pension Scheme Authority, NAPSA, and National Housing Authority, which they claimed is not legally theirs. The houses, situated in SOS area, are alleged to have been sold off to an Indian national who evicted the families Tuesday, July 2022 with the help of police officers. The affected residents lament to this journalist that they've been legally occupying the houses for over 5 years and explain that the purported new owner claims that the houses were wrongly sold to them by the National Housing Authority and a company identified as MKP.
Forward. Because I am stuck. Where am I going to go? This has been my home for 5 years. We did not get any notice. Nothing, not even we'll be here in the next 24 hours, nothing like that. This is why we are crying for someone to come to our aid. And now, because tomorrow I'll have nowhere to go.
Another resident who opted to be off camera emotionally explains to this reporter that some of the properties were destroyed during the eviction process and had to brave the code with her children.
They plotted, I don't know, it's not fair, it's not nice. People are shaken. People are traumatized. Look at these kids, as you can see. These kids from school yesterday, they found chaos. Already their things were outside. They don't even know where to start from to look for clothes to change. They haven't bathed, they haven't eaten. How is that? You as a black person, you come and evict me and you go home and sleep and even come back and even have the guts and the audacity to come back following day.
And Beatrice Katesha wonders why they've been directed to evict the houses without an eviction notice.
No notice to give the occupants who are here that there are these challenges, which there was a court order that we should be evicted from this place. That someone has bought this, but they said even if you have the documents, you have to move out because the owner who bought this area wants everyone out. If you want, they even requested us if we can be compensated. I was given 2 weeks. Others have been given 48 hours. Others have been given 24 hours.
You've been given 2 weeks to vacate the house.
2 weeks to vacate the house. Then we start negotiating for compensation. Then if I refuse, they bring me back. If I don't, they give me money.
I also reached to the lawyer representing the alleged Indian buyer whose phone went unanswered, but the site security manager, Gilbert Mateo, expressed ignorance on the matter when reached for a comment.
What is happening? For as long as they tell me to say, don't give access to this one, I'm following that. I don't even know what happened, when it started, what is going on, how it's going to end. For as long as I...
However, when reached for a comment, NAPSA Public Relations Officer Alice Maplanga indicated that the authority was only going to respond through a press query. Camnet News will follow up the matter to its logical conclusion. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News in Lusaka.
Youths in Manali constituency have pleaded with government to create skills training facilities in Kalikiliki compound, which they say will deal with the increasing illicit activities. In an interview with Camnet News, John Mwate says youths in his area are into bricklaying and welding but lack the necessary skills to perform according to the acceptable standards.
These youths of Lusaka's Munali constituency in Kalikiliki compound have called on government to create skills training facilities in the constituency as a way to promote youth participation in wealth creation. Speaking to Camnet TV, John Mwate says many youths in this compound are into skills development, but they do not have proper avenues that can support them with the necessary training.
I find that they are from school, but lack of financial support, they are not in college, they are not in higher institutions of learning. So you find that these challenges that we are facing in the society, there is theft, there's fighting everywhere, and people are not working. My main concern on the youths, they are not working.
They say they have been applying for Constituency Development Fund (CDF), however nothing has been done of late, hence them calling on government to consider accelerating their efforts. Messi Chanika reporting for Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
United Party for National Development UPND Secretary General Batuka Himenda has charged that former President Edgar Lungu was known as a poor lawyer before ascending to his presidency in 2015, hence cannot afford to buy his wife Esther Lungu the 15 flats in State Lodge area which are currently being investigated. In an interview, Mr. Himenda alleges that the wealth that the former first family has does not accord with the family's income, stating that not even presidential salaries for the last 7 years can make them as rich as they are now.
This is a picture of former President Edgar Lungu and President Hakainde Hichilema recently taken during the funeral of veteran politician quota winner, which made many people think that the rival Patriotic Front PF and the United Party for National Development UPND were finally making peace. This, however, is not the case, as former President Edgar Lungu on Tuesday made accusations against the current administration, stating that they were persecuting the former first family by investigating the 15 flats in State Lodge area belonging to former First Lady Esther Lungu. The said flats are being investigated by the Drug Enforcement Commission DEC, as the records are said to be missing at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Speaking when PF members of Parliament and other party members gathered to offer solidarity to the first family at their residence on Tuesday, the former head of state alleged that he is aware that the current administration is after him.
You don't have to be very intelligent to know that after her is me. Yeah. So this is a sequence. You're just peeling the onion. So I'm ready. All I can say is I'm ready. And they talk about immunity. Yes, they can take away the immunity, but I'll be able to answer to whatever charges. So I'm ready. Even if they say, look, I'm hiding behind the immunity, I'm not hiding anything. And even now, they're at liberty to question me and see if they can answer. So don't worry. I know what's going on. The strategy is to make sure that they kill PF. They kill my political life. I'm still politically active, although not in leadership, but I can still give an opinion, I can still influence certain things. So they're worried about that.
Responding to the sentiments, UPND Secretary General Batuke Himenda has challenged the former president to produce evidence of the sources of income, alleging that he was known as a poor lawyer before ascending to presidency. Mr. Imenda charges that not even presidential salaries for the last 7 years can amount to the property that the former first family now has.
Everyone knows Lungu, the poor lawyer. That's what everyone knows. Everyone knows the story that had been reported in the media where President Lungu was accused of having squandered the money belonging to a widow. That is what someone can shamelessly claim to have that Lungu was a prominent lawyer when he was living in Chawama in a miserable house. Today the wife can have numerous plots, numerous properties which are very expensive, that are not worth than all the money earned by the husband for the period that he had been in government. 7 years that the husband has been in the government, add all the salaries, they will not be total to the value of those properties they are talking about.
A number of officials, mainly from the former ruling Patriotic Front, have been summoned by investigative wings since the change of government in August 2021 to clear the properties which are suspected to be proceeds of crime. The current administration has been claiming lack of interference in this, stating that investigative wings are conducting an independent job. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
In other news, United National Independence Party UNIP member of Central Committee, Mr. Mwanga Chileshi, has expressed disappointment at the lack of respect for the presidency once one is out of power. In an interview, Mr. Chileshi says it is unfortunate that the country has remained with the mentality of persecuting the former presidents whenever they leave office, embarrassing them and calling them all sorts of names.
In this country, there are a lot of foreigners who are owning a lot of wealth and they are not being followed. Even these government institutions, they should reconsider the way they approach these issues of investigating citizens once someone has got money. Organizations like DEC, Anti-Corruption Commission, a Zambian will just deposit 50,000 kwacha today in a bank, you are being questioned. 100,000 kwacha, you are being questioned. Who told you that Africans, we must be poor? This is why we brought independence, is to liberate our people politically and economically, so they also begin to make money. They also begin to have wealth. Wealth should not only be seen in a white skin. No. I can take you back to our neighbors in Angola. You've seen what has happened over the death of Santos. Today it is on the news. The Angolan government is engaging a lawyer to mediate between the family of Santos and the Angolan government, because some of Santos' children have refused to allow government to handle the funeral of Santos because of this issue of being mistreated when you have left office. They are saying, why should he become a darling to the country when now he has died? He now becomes a hero because now he has died. Now you want to give him an honorable funeral. You know, these are the issues we need to be looking out for. Let's have respect and dignity for one another.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Media News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. Over 10 families of MANDEVU NAPSA houses evicted by an Indian. The UPND judge former President EDGAR LUNGU using 15 houses belonging to his wife. Well, that is all. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Good afternoon.